In this video, we will introduce the prep for CompTIA Cloud CV0-004 certification exam. What is CompTIA Cloud Plus? CompTIA Cloud Plus certification exam details. CompTIA Cloud Plus exam objectives. Why pursue CompTIA Cloud Plus? Exam preparation tips. 1. The Change Control Board received a request to approve a configuration change 10 deploy in the cloud production environment. Which of the following should have already been completed? A. Penetration test. B. End-to-end security testing. C. Cost-benefit analysis. D. User acceptance testing. 2. A cross-site request forgery vulnerability exploited a web application that was hosted in a public laws network. A security engineer determined that deploying a WAF in blocking mode at a CDN would prevent the application from being exploited again. However, a week after implementing the WAF, the application was exploited again. Which of the following should the security engineer do to make the WAF control effective? A. Configure the DDoS protection on the CDN. B. Install endpoint protection software on the VMs. C. Add an ACL to the VM subnet. D. Deploy an IDS on the laws network. 3. Which of the following best explains the concept of migrating from on-premises to the cloud? A. The configuration of a dedicated pipeline to transfer content to a remote location. B. The creation of virtual instances in an external provider to transfer operations of selected servers into a new, remotely managed environment. C. The physical transportation, installation, and configuration of company IT equipment in a cloud services provider's facility. D. The extension of company IT infrastructure to a managed service provider. 4. A high-usage cloud resource needs to be monitored in real time on specific events to guarantee its availability. Which of the following actions should be used to meet this requirement? A. Configure a ping command to identify when the cloud instance is out of service. B. Create a dashboard with visualizations to filter the status of critical activities. C. Collect all the daily activity from the cloud instance and create a dump file for analysis. D. Schedule an hourly scan of the network to check for the availability of the resource. 5. A cloud solutions architect is designing a VM-based solution that requires reducing the cost as much as possible. Which of the following solutions will best satisfy this requirement? A. Using ephemeral storage on replicated VMs. B. Creating spot VMs in one availability zone. C. Spreading the VMs across different regions. D. Using provisioned IOPS storage. 6. A critical security patch is required on a network load balancer in a public cloud. The organization has a major sales conference next week, and the Chief Executive Officer does not want any interruptions during the demonstration of an application behind the load balancer. Which of the following approaches should the cloud security engineer take? A. Ask the management team to delay the conference. B. Apply the security patch after the event. C. Ask the upper management team to approve an emergency patch window. D. Apply the security patch immediately before the conference. 7. A user's assigned cloud credentials are locked, and the user is unable to access the project's application. The cloud administrator reviews the logs and notices several attempts to log in with the user's account were made to a different application after working hours. Which of the following is the best approach for the administrator to troubleshoot this issue? A. Create new credentials for the user and restrict access to the authorized application. B. Track the source of the log-in attempts and block the IP address of the source in the WAR. C. Reset the user's account and implement a stronger lockout policy. D. Install an IDS on the network to monitor suspicious activity. 8. A cloud service provider just launched a new serverless service that is compliant with all security regulations. A company deployed its code using the service, and the company's application was hacked due to leaked credentials. Which of the following is responsible? A. Customer. B. Cloud service provider. C. Hacker. D. Code repository. 9. A write-intensive workload is having frequent performance issues. The workload is running on pay-as-you-go VMs. These VMs use SSDs and have appropriate CPU and RAM sizes. The workload writes millions of small files and has a 1-year retention requirement. Which of the following actions should be taken? A. Use provisioned IOPS volumes. B. Increase the VM size. C. Switch to reserved VMs. D. Change to ephemeral storage. 10. A cloud administrator needs to collect process-level memory usage tracking for the virtual machines that are part of an autoscaling group. Which of the following is the best way to accomplish the goal by using cloud-native monitoring services? A. Configuring page file swap metrics. B. Deploying the cloud monitoring agent software. C. Scheduling a script to collect the data. D. Enabling memory monitoring in the VM configuration. Check the correct answers for each question. Subscribe Passert for more IT exam prep.